Happy 2026. This year, I have a single question for you guys. Are you ready for the upgrade? And I don't mean the upgrade means your laptop or your tech stack. I mean the upgrading of us. My name is Tarun Kumar. I have 10 years of IT experience and currently working as a DevOps engineer. And I'm not just talking about the theory because I've seen the cloud rise, DevOps take over the SDLC practices, but those were just upgrades. But what are we starting at now? This is Agentic AI. This is a total rewrite of the SDLC programs or the software development life cycles. But there is a problem. We have YouTube channels full of prompting tutorials or the hype tutorials. But in the real life, prompt is not a product, or the tutorials which we learned at the hello world is not actually work when you go to apply your changes. Almost no one teach you the real work. How to build the agent that actually works, how to manage the chaos, and how to sell the results to a client. If you look around the tech spaces right now, you see the two types of content. The first is the hype, the second is the hello world tutorial that breaks in the production. I am building this channel to fill the gap in the middle as a professional layer. With my background of DevOps and also a certified AI engineer, I realized that building an AI agent is not about the coding, but it's also about the system. So we will be talking about the complete system, or it's a full system which we will be developing. When we talk about the engineering part, we need to know how to make the agent efficient. How do we stop the hallucination of in production? And when we come to the business, so the strategy in the management, we look from the business side. If you look at the business side, the scope of the characteristic project and how do we manage the cost and RIO of the application. 3, the sales. How do you take this cool tech, actually package it and sell to the client? To show how serious I am, so I just wanted to, I have just built an ISC bot, which is an, as you know, I come from the DevOps background. I build the infrastructure using Terraform, but now I created an Agentic AI solution where the agent will take care of the building the code. So for that, I have been using the Google AI Studio and build the complete interface, and we'll be showing in the demo. Yeah, to show the glimpse of the agentic AI, I just wanted to show you one of my product, or one of the product which I wanted to build and sell this as a product in the market. So this is ISC bot, or infrastructure as a code bot, or an AI enabled agent which eventually writes a Terraform code for us and push the code to our GitHub repo. Not only the GitHub repo, it manages a state file management. It has its own state file management. It has its own version controlling systems and everything. So let's create one small demo about the product. So I'm creating the workspace. Don't worry about the workspace or anything. The terminologies. This is the Terraform terminologies. As a DevOps engineer, I used to work on daily basis about the workspaces, the Terraform code, and everything. So I have just automated my work in a simple way. So I'm just giving the 58 AI bytes demo. Okay, here I need to provide the GitHub repo. Right now I'm not providing, as this is a MVP model. Okay, I'm creating an Azure based services in this repository. So once I created, it's by default it's created the 3 variable Terraform code, which is the provider.tf, which have the credentials. This is the variable.tf where it manages the variables like subscription ID, tenant ID, client secret, which eventually helps the Terraform code to interact with the Azure services, and the output defines the output of the variables. So to optimize this, I have created the variables dot session where I need to update the details in the GUI mode. Okay, no worries about it. Now, so in the right side, you see this is a chat window where you can interact with my ISAI bot. This is a small demo where I'm building a small product. So I want to build host an app application in container using port 3000. So I just provided, I'm not providing any kind of services to be hosted. I just providing an application which will be run in the container using the port 3000. Okay. So here I'm not provided any kind of inputs or anything else, but if you watch and see, AI is thinking what kind of application can be used as a container as a service and host it using the 3000 port. Yeah, let's wait for 2 minutes, or I'll pause this video for until unless this complete. No, let me wait. Yeah, it is fast because I included the memory part. Okay, so resource group is important for any of the application to be identified or any application to be created in the Azure. And this is a container instance. So where it created a container Azure RM container group, and what is the container name, the CPU and host. Okay, but I want to use Azure App Services. So AI agents are still make some errors, but I just wanted to update it to use Azure App Services. Azure App Services is one of the services where we can host the small containers as a service. So let's wait a minute again. So meanwhile, we can go for the variables which is created for this. You can simply provide the variable name, the container image, what is the CPU you want to use, what is the memory you want to use for the container, what is the port you want to use, and the DNS name for the labeling part. So this is the Azure services plan. Yeah, it's created the Azure service plan where it creates uses services, app services using SKU name, and it's built that Azure app services using these resources. Okay. So now the next part, just wanted to curiously, I just wanted to see store the logs to view for the further uses for the new application. So here I will be giving a wrong one, like I want to store the uh, app services logs into an S3 bucket. So here S3 bucket is an AWS resources, but if you remember, I'm creating the Azure based application. So the AI will automatically think what is the other alternate services where the S3 bucket kind of services is provided by the Azure. So this is the dynamic part or the agentic AI agent where it actually writing the code, storing the plans, and yes, meanwhile while it's run the code, I just want to show you one more things that this is a state file management. I'm not creating any database to be storing right now. So this is the MVP model and I've not hosted yet, but futurely in the coming classes or coming sessions, I'll be implementing the state file management. And the task is like it stores the what when it is applied or anything. Okay. So here is applied. It's applied following changes in Azure. It's updated the app services, variables, output.tf, created the storage account, and monitor.tf to help those applications. So if you see the monitor.tf, it's Azure uh, diagnostic settings. It's provided the settings part and it's created the code. Yeah, because I wanted to integrate with the app services. So it updated the storage services I think, wait a minute, the logs. So app service level log name. Okay. And it also updated the variable.tf and the output.tf where it stores uh, the the required changes to the plan. Now, I also included the Terraform lifecycle within the agent, like init, plan, and apply. If not, if you want to do some alternate alteration, I also implemented the CLI part where you can directly interact with the state file management using the Terraform init. That's all for the demo for today. Upcoming sessions we'll be talking more about this part in the upcoming sessions. So that is my quick demo about the ISE bot, and we will be talking about this in my channel, the 58 AI Bytes. So before the foundation and the roadmap for 2026, I want to give three phases. The phase one will be covering the basics of the foundational part, where we actually build the agent using build the agent or the build the application which have the real memory, and how do we manage the application or the manage the agent which does not overflow or run in infinite loop which will burn all the credits. The second phase, the strategy. This side we will look into the business side. How do we scope this project so that actually solves the real problem. Okay, and the phase 3, the launch or the sell. In the last phase, we will thinking about the launching that application for the clients or to the market, and we will be building the real tool to live on this channel. We'll package it and we'll share it exactly and how to plan for the market, and we'll see the sales of this application as well. When I look at my 10 years of experience, I see the many technologies were came and gone. But I wanted to give a small glimpse that technology moves very fast. But only one thing is that if you don't upgrade yourself, you will be left behind. And if you are a developer or a project manager or a startup person who wanted to have their own startup, like, subscribe to my channel. This is 58 AI Bytes and I am Tarun. We'll see you in the next content.